Hey everybody, welcome back to the next module, the last part and the most important part, which is the #1 detox method for emotional rebalancing. This is going to be in two parts. This part in this module, we're going to go over how negative emotions affect your health, the direct connection between disease and emotions, know the signs, what do you really look for, and then the result of negative emotions. My friends, this is the most important part in your healing process. I know that there's many things that you've been working on. You are now done with your chemo and radiation and looking what else needs to be looked at. This is the big one. This is like 2/3 of the healing process to make sure that cancer doesn't ever come back. So let's talk about how negative emotions affect your health. Negative emotions cause electrical changes to your heart and your nervous system, which can lead to serious diseases like MS, multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's, and many, many other diseases. So here's the deal. When you have negative emotions, whether it's frustration, sadness, shame, fear, grief, guilt, sadness of any kind that's going on in your body, those negative emotions actually carry electrical changes and affect your body. Now you know this is true because when you feel like that, when you have negative emotions, you don't feel right? Things are just off in your body, and that's because it really is affecting your whole system. And this was proven by Dr. Richard Hamer. He's a German medical doctor. His website is newmedicine.ca. The story with Dr. Hamer, which is what I love about him, he put the science behind understanding how negative emotions affect us. His story is this, that he was a physician that he set up base in Italy, and his son was with him, his whole family, and his 16-year-old son ended up getting shot. And ended up that when his son got shot, it was a 3-month process. They were trying to save him, but he eventually died. And Dr. Hamer, who was so close, he was trying to help him, went into this grief, as you can imagine, with his son getting shot, and ended up that a year later, Dr. Hamer became sick himself with testicular cancer. The guy has taken care of himself. He's one of these guys who really took care of himself, ate well, exercised, did all these things correctly, but he realized there was something happening in his body due to the grief of his son. So he dealt with it. He didn't change anything else in his diet. He didn't start taking a lot of supplements. He didn't go through any therapy. He just went to the root of his grief, which was what he went through with his son, and dealt with it. And as he dealt with it and really went deep in the whole emotional healing process, guess what happened? He healed himself and the cancer went away. And so he said, wow, if this worked for me, can it work for other people? And true healer that he is, he then went and took this into his clinic and worked with tens of thousands of people. That's why I put his website up here. I want you to go over there and look. He has worked with tens of thousands of people and has seen over and over again that the type of diseases people have has a direct connection with their emotions, and especially cancer. So take a look at his site and all that he has written there. So here's what the deal is. There is a direct connection between your health and your emotions. So the first place that gets hit when you have a negative emotion, whether it's anger, sadness, grief, worry, fear, pensiveness, whatever it is, the first place that gets hit is your heart. Okay, that's the first organ that gets the effect. And then from there, what happens also is that certain emotions go to certain organs, which then cause certain diseases. So anger, for example, has a direct correlation with your liver. Just as a subnote here, if you go to anger and then get bitter with it, it goes into your gallbladder, right? So then there's also like sadness and grief, and worry goes to your lungs. Fear goes to your kidneys. Pensiveness, which is like extreme worry, right, goes to your spleen. So this just keeps going down. All the organs, all the systems in your body actually have a direct effect with the emotions that you're carrying. So know the signs. Okay, this is where you need to pay attention. If your nervous system is maxed out because of the negative emotions that are happening, then what the signs are that'll happen is you start getting irritable, you're getting moody, you're having insomnia, you're easily angered, you're argumentative, like you're always sparked by something. You start having maybe panic attacks, anxiety, worry. All those are signs that your system is getting maxed out, your nervous system, and it's the emotional base. That's really the deal there. Negative emotions affect your heart. I said that specifically. That's the first organ that gets affected, and the one sign is tachycardia. Tachycardia means that there's a rapid heartbeat and that your heart just starts thumping really fast. It feels like it's coming out of your chest. A lot of times people have told me that they're just laying there at night, everything is ready for sleep, their body's ready for sleep, and all of a sudden their heart starts to beat like crazy, and they get scared thinking they're having a heart attack. And as I get talking to them, I say, hey, so what kind of day did you have? What's happening in your home life? Are you having good relationship issues with your family, your friends, your spouse? And then come to find out, there isn't. There's an imbalance, and there's a lot of negativity going on in their life. And so at nighttime, when your body is trying to relax and deal with all the stresses of the day with the negative emotions, it starts to affect your heart, and that's where tachycardia comes in. So there's never things that just happen. There's a reason things happen, and that's what I want you to understand. Your blood pressure could definitely get elevated with negative emotions. I mean, think about it. You get angry and your face gets red, and that's because your anger has constricted your cardiovascular system, and then your blood pressure goes up, right? Your hormones, PMS to menopause, the thyroid issues can get affected. Your immune response, which is the biggest one that we're most concerned about, of course, because that's your best defense against cancer ever coming back, is definitely affected by negative emotions. You frequently get sick, you have diseases. I know personally that when I was going through my toughest times in my life, that my all the negative emotions that were coming along, I had health practitioners look at me and says, why are you angry all the time? And I'm like, I'm not angry all the time. Even the way I responded was crazy, right? And come to find out, it's because I was allowing those negative emotions to get to me, and I was becoming sick all the time, and I had many, many issues with my immune system. As I got dealing with it and dealing with the emotional effects and balancing that out, guess what? Don't get sick anymore, right? I don't have the immune issues anymore, right? Everything gets balanced. Negative emotions also rob nutrients to your major organs. You know, when you've been through chemo and radiation, when you have gone through your steps of your cancer healing journey, you need every nutrient going to your major organs to make sure that your system is strong. So your heart, your brain, your liver, your kidneys, your spleen, your pancreas, all those organs are affected when those negative emotions are not dealt with. So even if you think you've had the chemo and radiation and you're done, if you are still in a negative state, those organs will be affected. It causes free radical damage, plus it keeps your pH in an acid state, not alkaline. Let me show you what I mean. People, if you think that supplements and diet alone and therapies are going to get you through to make sure that your system is strong and that cancer doesn't come back, I will tell you here clearly that it is not enough. So many people just exercise, have their raw food, take their supplements thinking that's going to keep them well. It's not. And because, how do I know? Because cancer keeps coming back, and people keep telling me, I changed my diet, I did all these different things, taking all these supplements, and the cancer came back. And I'll tell you that you need to go to the root cause. And what is the root cause? Well, once you find out, you are more calm, you're more relaxed, and you're absorbing nutrients better when you go to the root. Okay, so let's get into that. We're going to go to the details on how to rebalance your emotions and detox the negativity in the next module. So we'll see you there.